I want to respond to this. I haven't seen all of these yet.
Yes, dude. These are hilarious.
So Jake Shields and Leonardi and some other dude attacking me on YouTube the other day. And this is some of the things that they said. Clipped up from See Through It All. Appreciate you, bro. Clipping this up.
Start calling people low IQ anti-Semites, but never actually tell them what it means to be a high IQ anti-Semite.
Yeah.
So
Wrong. They're talking about me right now, as if I've never explained the difference between good criticism and bad criticism, and what's true critiques and false critiques that end up losing. Oh, they never explain it. I explain it every show for years and years and years. Have you never watched, or are you just gaslighting that I've never explained the difference between good criticism and bad? Why are we pretending like there's not high IQ and low IQ people out there, and how low IQ slop is counterproductive? Why is that so hard for people to comprehend? I explain it all the time, what's a bad argument and what's a good argument. Crazy that she would sit up here and gaslight me like this.
start calling people low IQ anti-Semites, but never actually tell them what it means to be a high IQ anti-Semite, so that people can naturally infer that any kind of anti-Semitism is actually low IQ.
Yeah, it's absolute.
I always say, I'm not saying all criticism of Jews is low IQ anti-Semitism. I always say that's not what I'm saying. Thanks for straw manning in the least charitable way possible what we're saying. It's like they don't want to, like, are they doing this on purpose? Like, they don't want to know what the actual argument is so they can twist it in their head to sound stupid. Yeah, if she were high IQ, she would just figure it out on her own.
They're
She
also
wouldn't have
just
so
dumb.
much trouble with
Like, they're
this.
all noobs. What they all got red pilled by 10-7 and all this other stuff. They don't know what they're talking about. If it wasn't for people like us, they would have no idea what the hell's going on still.
Yeah.
These people don't
Jocelyn
know anything.
says falling for disinformation and spreading it is low IQ. Hope this helps. Yeah, or thinking that you're owning the Jews by worshiping the Jewish Messiah and believing that they were ever chosen, that's low IQ anti-Semitism. To think
Or
that
how
the
about,
problem
like-
with Jews is that they killed God is low IQ anti-Semitism.
Well, to even not understand what they are is to not understand what Jews do and how what their strategy is. The reason that they have power in our countries is because they have sympathy from powerful people and from the general populace because of schizo-brained accusations against them that are obviously false. That creates sympathy for them, which garners people to react to defend them. Even people who are neutral otherwise, maybe they aren't Christian, maybe they don't care about Jews. What happens is they see that people are accusing Jews of killing Charlie Kirk with no evidence, for example, okay? And they're saying, oh, look, those poor Jews, and they feel sympathy for them. In the same way we see that, you know, every person that we disagree with, when they say something or do something that we don't, or that we actually like, we're like, oh, here we go. Like, they're doing something. Oh, man, they're doing something we like. Oh, I hate that. Oh, Andrew Wilson. Oh, he's debunking Candace. Oh, I can't believe we're on his side. And it makes us closer to them in thinking, okay? That's what that does. That same thing is happening on a massive scale when you guys provide them with this low IQ peasant bullshit.
Yeah.
Based on nothing.
We always explain so many times what a bad argument is and what the true things are. Like saying that they're Baal worshipers that are secret Khazarians is low IQ anti-Semitism. That's wrong and misses the mark and is guaranteed to lose.
And they derive their power from this. This is how they get their power, dude. Like, how is this not obvious to these people? How do they not understand this? They didn't just it didn't just spontaneously emerge out of Judaism, out of Jewish people randomly. The reason that they have what they have, the reason that they have the power that they have is because of this thing right here that we're talking about. This process of accusing them of bullshit and the sympathy
or not just
gains.
getting having wrong information is low IQ anti-Semitism, but also how it's presented by people. Like if you're showing up at synagogues and screaming in the face of Jews and calling them slurs, and then that's also is that helpful, or does that help the Jews in their victimhood and makes anti-Semites look unhinged? So that's low IQ anti-Semitism too, not just the material, but the conduct and the delivery can be low IQ.
We have to be smarter. This is an incredibly complex issue, and we have to be smarter. And I've used this analogy before, but it's like a Chinese finger trap, Leonardo, okay? And if you pull too hard, you're never going to get out of the Chinese finger trap. So you just got to be a little smarter here. Does that make sense, Leonardo? It's a very simple analogy for you.
Or actually tell them what it means to be a high IQ anti-Semite, so that people can naturally infer that any kind of anti-Semitism is actually low IQ.
Yeah, it's absolute Jew dogma.
No, it's
low IQ anti-Semitism. Like, where do you even come up with that word?
Well, like,
we need more.
It's like pretending that low IQ, whoever talks about dumb people don't exist. Dumb arguments and dumb conspiracies aren't a thing.
people to have at least just start noticing a little bit.
Why does it matter? We explained that already. If this is complex to you, then it's a sign. It's a good indication you're low IQ.
Understand
That's why I'm not
this.
going to criticize Candace. I was like, oh, it's low IQ waking up women. Like, I don't care. People are getting, I think all of it's good.
People are thinking that it's Khazarian, Gypsy, Sabbatean, Frankist that killed Charlie Kirk and fallen angels, ball worshippers. Like, that's not people waking up to the reality. Jake, who cares? Whatever they believe. If they're flat earthers, it doesn't matter. Like, oh, by the way, self-awareness check. Or later on in this interview, this is what she says.
There's no such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism. I'm just a joke teller. Literally a joke teller. I'm a retard. You don't even want to know the mistakes I've made in my life. There's no such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism.
Cut, pause. 5 minutes later.
I'm just a joke teller.
Just a comedian. What do you know about anything? You've been wrong
They
about
all
lots
do
of
this.
stuff, huh? So
Sam
maybe you're
does this
wrong
too.
about there being no low IQ anti-Semitism, and you should just sit back down and stop talking shit while running from a debate and blocking me, Leonardo.
This is insane. This is so
No such thing
stupid.
as low IQ anti-Semitism.
Self-report, yeah.
I'm just a joke teller. Literally a joke teller. I'm a retard. You don't even want to know the mistakes I've made in my life. There's no such thing.
Okay, then you're
All right.
then you're
Well,
a jester. You're the clown. Then listen up. Okay, we're gonna teach you because we've been talking about this and understand this for more than 10 years now, and you're a noob and you don't know anything about it. And what we're saying is true. There is something called low IQ anti-Semitism, and you're participating in it with all these idiots, and you're not helping the situation. You're
They act
helping
like
them.
it's some brand new thing that I just came up with, colluding
so
with
dumb.
Nick Fuentes and Lucas Gage, that we're all just like, Adam King is telling us to say this. I've been saying this for 10 years. I've been criticizing low IQ anti-Semitism. It's a big problem. People see all the spurgs and the schizos and the stupid shit, and it makes people think, oh, poor Jews. Those crazy anti-Semites are unhinged schizos. That's what they end up thinking. They say there's no such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism, and then they promote Flat Earth Dave and every mountains are giants and
demon clowns, killer
clowns and every stupid conspiracy under the sun.
Schofield bullshit.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a cope
Oh,
too.
it's all Russia. It's all Russia shit, by the way, too. These guys aren't even smart enough to receive a Russia check or something like that. It's just not happening, right? Like they're getting sponsors and they don't know it and things like that. And they're just seeing it in their comments and all these other things. Like that's what's going on with these people. But all these narratives that they're spreading are also aligned perfectly with this whole Russia network. Period. Like it's obvious.
Yeah. I love how they'll cope about low IQ anti-Semitism and then go on in the podcast and just say tons of stupid low IQ
shit.
stuff.
Yeah.
How about we talk about low IQ philo-Semitism? How about that? How about any level of philo-Semitism from a Gentile is low IQ?
Yeah.
Because you're literally loving someone that is destroying your country.
Whoa. Yeah, we've never talked about low IQ Noahides. We've never talked about Christian Zionists.
Well, any level? What about Jesus? What about loving Jesus, Leonardo?
Oh, what is she
Destroying your country. That's low IQ.
Yeah.
It's bizarre watching all the.
I'm saying she's saying any level of philo-Semitism. So what's loving Jesus? What's following Jesus? I mean, you have to admit that's at least a little bit of philo-Semitism, right? It's at least
loving Jesus is philo-Semitism. Jesus was a Semite.
Yeah. So if you're saying that any level of philo-Semitism or any level of philo-Semitism is low IQ philo-Semitism, then you're participating in that, Leonardo.
Pushing all the same talking points.
Yes.
Adam Green, Nick. Who else? Lucas Gage.
Yeah. Ignore the fact that when Lucas betrayed me and threw me under the bus to join you kooks, I was criticizing him along with all you guys for low IQ anti-Semitism. Ignore the fact that when you were the bodyguard for Nick at his conference, I was doing videos critiquing his low IQ anti-Semitic talking points that he was doing with his speakerphone. Ignore all that. No, the guy that's had me blocked for years that I've been criticizing. Oh, no, we're secretly getting these talking points. I've always been calling out low IQ anti-Semitism, including him. And the way Jake talks about me in every single stream, he's like my biggest, more publicity probably from Jake than anybody. With all of his
then he complains,
oh,
we're obsessed. We're obsessed. I don't think he's had an interview or that he's put out for at least a month where he hasn't mentioned this at some point.
Yeah. On Twitter, he's like, Adam watches every one of my podcasts and is obsessed with me. And it's like, I never watch your podcast. People watch you to see your stupid guests promote your disinfo. And then I watch the clips sometimes on the show because that's what I do. I expose kosher disinfo, and you have a whole lot of it. Every kooky guest he sees that goes viral on TikTok or Instagram, bring them on. Let's talk about whatever's kooky shit. And by the way, they call me a fed and a sleeper cell and all this shit. Then why was I exposing this shit 10 years ago and got banned for it? And you guys are all never suppressed at all on these platforms. I shouldn't say never suppress at all, but allowed a YouTube channel.
I've had a lot of people like message me and reply to me and try to like cook up this conspiracy idea that you, Lucas, and Nick are working together. And like, I just gotta say, like, first of all, since I'm like like you and I are talking about this all the time, every day. That's absolutely like not what happened there. We've gone over it 100 times, but that's not what happened there. If Adam would have kept to himself what Lucas had told him ahead of time, that would have been the dishonest thing to do, right? And that would have been the Machiavellian thing to do, to let them all destroy each other.
Yep.
So that's not going on. However, if it was going on, okay, let's hear it, chat. What would the group chat name be for Lucas Gage, Nick Fuentes, and Adam Green, or Adam Green and Adam King, all four in the group chat? What is the name of the group chat, guys? I need to get some group chat names in the chat. What is it called? I'm thinking it's called.
Yeah. Nick also won't even talk to Lucas and like,
dude, that's what I just said that to one of these people, and that was in my DMs telling me this. I said to him, I was like, look, like, I don't know how else to tell you this, but like, Nick won't talk to Lucas. Okay. Yeah. So the idea that like Lucas and Nick are even coordinating is also stupid.
Yeah. If you think Nick is having secret conversations with Lucas, like you're not going to make it, dude. And Jake, like, when you were close to Fuentes, it was me warning you about him and where he was getting things wrong. Like, stop acting like you don't remember that.
So dumb, acting like we're Groyper generals or something. It's so stupid. No, actually, we just all hate stupid people. All of the smart people and all of the people who have been around for a long time, who've been talking about these ideas for a very, very long time, who didn't just get into them late and as like a fad, like a social contagion. We all don't like stupid people. That's what it is. We're not teaming up.
Why even mention him? Like, nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, I was going after Central, the Federal Reserve, and they started attacking me for that. Like,
insane.
The Federal Reserve's a good thing now. Paul Warburg's a good thing. Warburg is his fucking name.
Yeah, now the banking system is completely
now
guilty. Guys, we're always shilling the Federal Reserve around here. Big pro Federal Reserve advocates around here, right, guys? Yeah, their audience captured trying to pander and grift off the masses of conspiratards out there. Absolutely.
System that completely
now being in debt, debt's a good thing. That's a new one that
you love the Federal Reserve, you love Jewish banksters and usury and everything now. Like, dude,
I look forward to their white paper, dude. Their white paper on how to do economics without central banking. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be a really. I saw him
spurging, calling everybody pro-Fed, and I was like, oh, Jake, the economist expert, or something like that, and he's spinning that into me being pro-Federal Reserve.
You and I have been dude. You showed me the bumper sticker. Dude, I literally volunteered, guys, for Ron Paul's campaign before I graduated high school. Like, shut the fuck up, Jake. You don't know what you're talking about. I read the books
and the Fed stickers and Ron Paul shit. Like,
reading Rothbard. So all, dude, Mises, dude. This is where I came. Dude, this is where we came. Like, I don't know. That's where I came from. The End the Fed book was probably one of the first political books I read.
Now the banking system that completely
now being in debt, debt's a good thing. That's a new one that
I saw that. Don't pay off your debt. Instead, put it in a CD so you'll get 3% versus pay off your like 12% debt.
Wait, that's what you think the Federal? I hate these people. Dude, they couldn't even pass high school finance classes. Is that what he thinks the Federal Reserve is? Is that what he thinks it is? Okay, gotcha.
I guess, yeah.
I'm not even pro or anti-Fed. I mean, I would say I'm in general anti-Fed because I understand like the way limitless growth is like a problem, but I don't see like I'm not an that's not like my number one issue anymore. I don't study it to the degree I study religion, but my perspective on it is that like, how are you supposed to run a modern economy without a central banking, without these types of things?
Yeah, I don't think central banks are inherently bad. It's who's controlling them and what are their policies and is there corruption? Those are the actual issues.
Is it for the good of the people or is it for the good of business interests and things like that? It's like who controls that mechanism?
Yeah, audit it, shut it down, start a new one, whatever. But also I want to say, I do think that this is an angle that a lot of our adversaries would love to try to undermine faith in our economy and our financial system, because that's the lifeblood of society is the economic system. So trying to undermine that, and BRICS is trying to rise up and and take down the West, they would promote those type of things. Not that there's no smoke there, but also you do need to keep that in mind.
The central banking thing is like worrying about a stubbed toe when like we're missing limbs, we're bleeding out of our head, we're bleeding out of our eyes and ears. Like it's just one tiny little part, one symptom of the issue, and it's just that part of it is corrupt today.
These
sit
people
there
that
and
were
be like,
red pilled
oh,
yesterday, it's like I was watching the first conspiracies I learned about were like zeitgeist money printing and money masters about the
what's it
Federal
called?
Reserve, and watching like Alex Jones stuff about like the bailouts.
What's the ritual? What's the ritual that they did on Jekyll Island? I think it's called, right? You know what I'm talking about?
All the Jekyll Island stuff.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Okay, let's see. No such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism. 5 seconds later, Maui fires are direct energy weapons by Israel.
How did you wake up to the JQ?
This should be good.
This is so
Don't
good.
tell
This
me
is so
he
good.
says Maui fires.
Yep. Here we go.
I don't know if it was after COVID or when I was looking into the Maui fires and I started to see that all these direct energy weapons were like
See, brand newbie again. Post October 7th truther.
tied to these Israeli companies.
Oh,
that
wow.
are working with like these companies that wanted to put in smart cities into our country, and that they were using climate change. And then Klaus Schwab with the World Economic Forum, like their sustainable development goals, they were talking about, okay, we want like a everybody using the same currency. They want everybody to own nothing and be happy. They wanted to vaccinate everybody. They had all these same things. And then you just see like the people who are tied to this, and they're all fake Semites.
Wow.
You know?
Every single time.
Right.
Wait, when you say
Semites.
fake Semites, what do you mean by that?
By these people aren't actually chosen and from the land that they're told
Semites
is
are
3,000
from that
years
land.
ago.
Oh.
To be Semitic, you need to come from the chosen land.
Right.
See, and you go take this. This is never
That's not
going
what
to
Semitic
win.
means. Oh my god.
That's not what Semitic means either. Yeah. Okay, guy that woke up after COVID on October 7th. Let me give you a explainer here. Trying to go and argue that Jews aren't Jews, they're going to throw genetic studies in your face and show they do share DNA with Sephardic that goes back to the Middle East, mixed with various other European groups. So that's low IQ. Saying the problem with Jews is that they're not Jews is low IQ anti-Semitism, all right? That's very clear. I've said that a million times.
Yeah, as if like, oh, if they were really the real Jews, then they would have. It's like the implication behind that is like, then they would have a right to that land. As if, oh, if they were really practicing real Judaism, like, oh, if they didn't follow that Talmud stuff and just practice the normal Torah Judaism, then they have a right to the land. Or oh, Mizrahi Jews, they're more closely related to the Middle East, so they have a right to Israel. Like the entire idea here is very stupid, and it totally misses the point of what Judaism is. That it is like got multiple subdivisions of ethnic groups within it, and they do all share a common origin. The post-temple destruction ethnic groups are all, just like your religion, all share a common ethnic origin in Second Temple Judaism, first, second century Judaism. They all do.
Yeah, Nate Live is like, as if fires don't ever happen before. Yeah, have you guys ever been to Hawaii? Parts of Hawaii can be very dry, very high fire hazard.
Stupid.
Crazy winds also. And there was a lot of public incompetence, government incompetence over there of why they didn't have enough water and they weren't able to fight it. But like to say like the Jews did it and it's directed energy weapons.
Dude, accusing Jews of controlling the weather is like literally what has given them power throughout time, guys. Do you understand? Like people have been accusing them of this for 2,000 plus years. You guys understand this? They were getting banned from cities in Rome and being accused of cursing the gods and causing storms,
causing droughts,
and causing droughts. Yes.
Yeah, and
you guys
loss of
understand
crops.
this? Can we stop playing into this? Like, there's no such thing as magic. Nobody's controlling the weather. And if there is like geoengineering going on or weather control going on at like a governmental level, the only way you're ever going to be able to get to the truth of that and like go to stop it is going to be like a very serious elite takeover of that institution, right? And you're never going to be able to organize around the idea of like, oh, we're going to take over that institution to stop the Jewish space lasers. So even if they did exist, the way to stop that would be to like attack them and take and organize over serious things that are observable and provable. And then once you win, you can say, oh, look, they were controlling the weather the whole time. And you can have a whole mythos about that and do a whole sort of you have to win if you're going to want to tell that story. You're never going to be able to actually stop it. Like I said, I'm just humoring them. If there are Jewish space lasers controlling the weather, or they're doing Kabbalah magic to control the weather, whichever version of this you guys want to believe, the only way to defeat that is to get a crew of people who are extremely serious about this and see it for what it is and live in reality. Okay.
Right.
You know, actually,
Iraqi Jews are Semitic, but the rest of them aren't.
yeah.
Sephardic.
I mean, the Palestinians.
Did you
are
say
real
Meraki?
Semites.
Yeah,
Did you say Meraki?
Meraki, yeah.
I hate this world. I don't know.
It's like, Jake, have you ever even Googled genetic studies of Jews?
Also, it's funny. It's funny because the Jews in their own lore, if we don't follow Hashem in the world to come, then we get no rain. So in their own lore, they also control the weather, guys. So you're really just playing into their lore when you do this too.
Affirming that.
Semites.
Yeah.
So that's why I harp on that, because it's like it's anti-Semitic to hate the people who are genociding the Semites.
Right.
You know,
right.
It's just so oxymoronic.
Right.
And then you see the Palestinians are real chosen land.
Right.
You know, the land that they're told is 3,000 years ago.
Oh.
To be Semitic,
Semite
you
is
need
a
to come from
language
the
group.
chosen land.
Right.
You know, actually
The Iraqi Jews are Semitic,
chosen
but the rest of them
land.
aren't.
Yeah.
Sephardi.
I mean, the
Iraqi
Palestinians
Jews,
are
I'm
real
clipping
Semites.
that part
The
out.
rest of them aren't. Only Mizrahi Jews are real. Good luck that ever reaching critical mass. Good luck the intellectual class ever picking that up. Like, can you imagine, like, the whole world? Do they think there's going to be like a peasant uprising and all the based red-pilled podcasters are going to like grab their pitchforks and be like, "Oh, you're the fake Jews. Get out of Israel here, you fake imposter Khazarians." Like, if that's
Well, dude, they're all like, look, everyone's waking up. Look at the engagement. Look how many numbers I'm getting on these tweets. Meanwhile, it's some inbred retard from Pakistan sitting there fucking his cousin, tweeting out every day, like, "Oh, Jews, space slavers." Oh, those people are loving the Iranian Lego videos too. Like that's who they're measuring. Like, oh, we can succeed with those people for sure. Yeah, okay, guys. We could literally convert the entire country of Pakistan to full-blown white nationalist anti-Semites, and it will change nothing in this battle.
Yeah.
So that's why I harp on that, because it's like it's anti-Semitic to hate the people who are genociding the Semites.
Right.
You know, it's just so oxymoronic.
Right.
And then you see the pharmaceutical companies, and I was looking into Bill Gates and like how they're owning all this land and Monsanto, and they're all just like part of the same monopoly to get people. Like, I just know it's satanic. And you see the Illuminati, and then it's like, okay, you look into all these things, and
dude, I just know it's satanic.
He's just
Illuminati.
skipping. He's just, dude, this is so crazy.
So bad.
there happens to be like these fake Jews who own all of these companies, and especially the pharmaceutical companies, like
Pharmaceuticals, the
Pfizer,
food, like
Moderna. You know,
Yeah, and this
the
sucks too,
CDC
because this is a
director.
real problem. Not Pfizer.
Even owned by Jews? I don't know that
I
it
don't
is. I
think
know
so,
the
but-
CEO was Jewish.
I'm talking about oh my God, the Sackler family, for example. I do think that their Jewishness is part of why
Monsanto
they
was too, I think.
I do think that that's part. I do think that that's part of what enables them to like do stuff and not care about like the externalities on the rest of the world. I do think that is true, but that doesn't mean that that's how you talk about that the way I just did. Not, oh yeah, the Jews, they own all the pharmaceutical companies and they're like they're trying to poison and kill us. Like that's actually not going to convince anybody but an idiot, like idiots. I don't know. Like, it's just
Pfizer's a public company. It's owned by majority shareholders are Vanguard and BlackRock, but that's every big company. But I guess, I mean, that is legit. And then who owns BlackRock? Or who
yeah, I was
runs
just saying. Then it's like
BlackRock?
who's like sitting at home day trading all day and like moving money around on spreadsheets, right?
They're all of the same descent, and we're not talking about Jews. We're talking about people with dual citizenship Israeli.
So
That's not even,
Jews?
dude.
And they don't
Dude,
even.
I
They
hate
always say people have dual citizenship when they actually don't. Just they
I
say
was gonna
any
say
Jew
that.
is a dual citizen. How many times? Every time we watch these like leading JQ people, all I hear is it's not Judaism. They're not Jews. They're not Jews. It's not Judaism. It's not Yahweh. It's Satan. It's like everything. They're just constantly running controlled op defense for what's going on.
And the dual citizenship thing is not, they don't talk about that right either. The problem isn't that there's so many dual citizens. That is obviously a problem, and there are some that going on. The problem is that if they ever want to, they can claim citizenship in Israel. So that's de facto dual citizenship. So and that's also like the dual loyalties aspect. Their loyalty is to the nation of Israel that like pre-existed the nation of Israel as a state. Their people as a diaspora is who their primary loyalty is to, not the nation that's hosting them.
Now they say if you don't believe in the Candace Owens Kirk conspiracies, you're a sleeper cell. Do they call me a sleeper cell?
Let's go. Sleeper cells activated. What's your code word? What's your activation code word?
Go Max.
Go Max. I can't say mine out loud or it'll trigger me to assassinate
And
the prime
you
minister
know, the
of
other thing
Malaysia
too
or
is like, you
something?
know, with the recently they were like, oh, this video was released where you can clearly see it's Tyler Robinson.
That's the one thing I wanted to add too.
That's crazy.
And it's like a blurred image that you can't see, and nobody's seen this video except
Right.
the people that were in court. And some of them, we have some people in the court who were like, you can't see anything. It's
Yeah.
like
The same
from
people-
far
Same.
away.
No, you have one girl and she's an idiot, and she's
They're so
she's like a
stupid.
known.
Okay.
I
You
hate
can
this.
clearly see his face on the security footage when it's close by, when he's walking up the stairs with the gun in his pants. That's when you see his face. And to say, oh, look, when he's on the roof, it's so blurry, that's a recording of a screen zoomed in from across the room. The original footage zoomed in is going to keep all the resolution and look much clearer. The dude's on the roof with the gun, all over case in the school. Every single piece of evidence points to this. And then they're going to gaslight and say, you're a Jew and you're a Fed if you don't believe that it's a massive conspiracy. I hate these people for doing this.
Holding Epstein binders, or some of those same people being
Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was like, "Oh, now what? The video's clear." I'm like, "You haven't even seen it. Why are you jumping on it?"
Yeah.
Pixel face is
Yeah.
like showing up.
That's
Yeah,
not even
trust
what Nick
people,
said,
bro.
dude. I hate these people. Nick, I watched that. Nick literally said the opposite. He said, "I want to." Nick even gave a little bit like I'm not to criticize or anything here, but because everyone knows I'm a Groyper general. But Nick literally said, "I don't want to jump to conclusions yet. I still want to see the video for myself." But what they're saying is, in describing this video, it doesn't look good. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions until I see it myself. That's what he said about it. These people don't even understand. Dude, it's like people that criticize you. Oh, he's a Zionist. Oh, oh, he does that. Like, oh, he just, all the criticism against you. And then it's somebody who's never watched your show. Like we constantly get this. That's what these people are doing to Nick too. It's totally ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. They're not even watching the clips. Leonardo's not even watching the clips apparently.
4K.
Yeah,
Trust
4K,
me. It's
but
like,
then
no.
it wasn't.
Dude, guys, it's 4K if it even is, or it's high resolution, 1080 at the least, I'd say, zoomed in from really far away. He's still on the roof. You can see him in the spot where the shot was took. You can see him jumping off and running toward the woods where they found the gun. Like, Candace said that he wasn't even there on campus. It's amazing that we got the whole crime on camera, and these guys are sitting back like calling, casting doubt on us because we're not going along with their road mic schizophrenia.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
FBI
They're also
definitely
they're
edited that in
conflating
Premiere.
the thing, the shooting and the bomb, right? Constantly. They're all doing this thing. Oh, it was a road mic, or because they all do the thing where, oh, it couldn't have been a 30-06, so it must have been something else. So it must have been a road mic. And if it's not a road mic, then it was somebody else was on that roof shooting a different gun. And it's all from the starting premise that it couldn't possibly be a 30-06, which is that is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they did with the Epstein files.
Yeah, I just find
footage of the jail. They were literally editing shit in Premiere.
That's
Like, give us
crazy.
the
They
real
got
shit.
caught releasing fake footage of Epstein murder.
These are 4K cameras. What are you doing? Like, how much resolution did you lose just so that you could give us this bullshit?
Yeah.
You know?
No, dude. They did not post fake killings of Epstein. That was somebody else, and it got added into the file because it was about Epstein. It's crazy when you watch people and they just like everything that comes out of their mouth. It's like 9 out of 10 things ends up being retarded and wrong.
And like people are watching this and be like,
People
oh, Jake Shields said it. It was on Jake Shields' show.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're watching. It's just insane.
pushing it instead of trying to find the truth. It's just like, this is the story. This is true.
Well, this is
Don't
what I
ask
think.
questions.
This is what I think. I think there have been a lot of like sleeper agents in the right, deployed in the right. I don't think they were worried about the left because the left is a multicultural cesspool of fat, gay, trans, lesbian.
Oh yeah, they're so
retards
racist that they
who aren't
think that
gonna
the
be a
left is
threat.
just so multicultural that they can't win because they're all diversity pilled over in Judaism Inc. All the Jews are totally red pilled on how on HBD, Leonardo. You got it, you fucking idiot. They're all watching
I think
Jared
she's talking
Taylor.
about Nick. She's thinking about Nick as a sleeper cell, not me here. From what
Yeah,
it
it's
sounds
just
like to me.
But the idea that she's saying that like, oh, they're not going to attack the left, they're not going to try to sleeper cell the left because the left is already useless because they're so diverse. As if the people that are doing this don't like, as if they're like racist. They're not. Not in the way that she's explaining.
So that's
Yeah,
done.
MAGA's not going to even listen to that.
Right? Right wing, though, that's where you start getting the nationalists, the race identitarians, the strong men who can actually fight.
Yeah.
And so they knew this a long time ago. Actually, they knew this post 9/11 because they saw the way that the tide was turning against them. And so they deployed sleeper agents who could say the things that we all know or noticing and make it sound like we're on the same team. I'm your friend.
Yep.
Here.
You mean say all the things that you guys heard and then started also saying?
I was
Right?
just gonna say,
Why are these
they-
people acting like they didn't? Half these people didn't get red pilled by watching Nick clips or something.
Yeah, are they the sleeper
Yeah.
cells? Because
Oh,
are they
Nick's
describing
saying the
themselves?
same thing as us. You mean no? Me and Nick were both saying this long before you guys were online covering in this. So what do you mean? Like you're the sleeper cells? Give me a
I've
break.
just been saying this since 2015 and 2016 and 2017, and you
Yeah.
guys just
Yo,
just
no,
stumbled
Nick
upon it.
infiltrated them. That's what they're. Nick infiltrated
Yeah.
Dan Bilzerian and Jake. That's the way they're trying to spin it. It's just like
the feds and the Jews were like, "Oh, you guys have been saying this for 10 years. Okay, you guys are activated. Now get in there and change direction. Back in 2015 and 2016, the Jews went to Nick when he was in high school, and they're like, "Listen up, Nick. We know that you know you're learning about Jews, but did you know that you're Sephardic Jewish? Did you know you're actually a chosen one?" And then they had him. You're gonna do the long game, Nick. You're gonna do the whole Groiper War. You're gonna do all this stuff, and it's all at the behest of us Jews, which you are also a member of.
Maybe
So
these
dumb.
guys will pick up what low IQ anti-Semitism if we show
Oh,
it
yeah,
to them.
good.
So here's the NPCs go. Maybe I should look into this. Do the Jews hate us? And then all real things, right? And then the feds get the conspiracy people, and then they do the low IQ stuff. Jews kill Jesus, Talmud bad, Torah good, Earth is flat, Christ is king, trust the plan, fake Jews, worship Satan, all the stupid shit. And then the NPCs run away and say, "You guys are silly, you guys are wrong, you just got debunked. I Googled and saw that Jews have Jewish DNA. Jake Shields was full of shit," and they run the other way. And not everybody, because a lot of low IQ people love a good kooky conspiracy and conspiratainment, but the masses and the people with the influence are going to run away. Yeah, Nate Live has a good point. Nick is to blame for low IQ anti-Semitism. He doesn't call Alex Jones out for it. He cozied up next to all these people, cozied up next to Kanye. So yeah, and like I said, Nate Live, I've been saying Nick does do low IQ anti-Semitism for a good while now.
Well,
Here I am,
it's just
right?
like everything else
And-
with him. When he sees it and he's forced to confront it, he changes his mind or whatever. And maybe it's not authentic. Maybe it's not real. Maybe he's just saying that because he's so mad at the people around him. But so what? Like that's how people change their mind. Like he's like being forced to confront his own actions right now, and that's almost why he hates it so much more than normal. He's
Yeah,
so mad
Sneeko,
right now
him and
because
Sneeko also.
he sees what you're saying, Nate. Like it's not like he's gonna do some big show. He's gonna come out and like look at the camera and be like, "I'm sorry for spreading low IQ anti-Semitism." No. It's just all these clips that we see of him talking to his super chatters and things like that. Like we're watching him deal with this in real time, and it's just obviously right. That like what we're saying. And we're all, dude, how crazy is this? The Plan Trusters, Nick, us, Rich, like all the factions, like all the people who've been around forever at each other's throats for so long. We're all on the same page on this thing. This low IQ anti-Semitism, conspiracy kook bullshit. We're all on the same page. And
Yeah,
like
once October 7th and anti-Semitism went mainstream and there was money to be made, all of
Yes,
the
dude.
hucksters and the e-celebs came in to try to get their little piece of the pie.
it's being
of
allowed in the algorithm, not just allowed, but boosted in the algorithm, right? So yeah.
Then once they get your trust, they can start slipping in the poison, the dead end places, and some of these people may not even know that that's what they are because they might be getting funding, do your podcast.
Yeah,
You are
like
a
you
dead
guys, like you
are
guys,
so dead
ends.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jake
dude, these-
Shields, the Fight Back podcast is going to do the global uprising. That's definitely not the dead end, for sure.
Well, Dan would have beat Randy Fine and took over Congress and went to war against Israel if Nick and Lucas Gage, J Proof and Stu's meme coin J Proof would have taken down the Rothschild Federal Reserve if not for Agent Gagestein to come in.
If Nick would have just supported Casey Push like Dan Bilzerian did 5 minutes before he disavowed him, then we would have unfrozen from Antarctica Hitler by now, ruined the world.
Right? But some of them do. Yeah. And then you see it happen when they really need them. Like the Charlie Kirk thing was a line in the sand. Yeah. Like once that happened and you saw people come out and start attacking people who were questioning it, you go, oh.
No. Come on. Don't play me the questioning it. oh, you're just attacking Candace for asking questions? Dude, stop gaslighting like it's not way more than asking questions. And you're asking stupid questions and they're getting answered, and then you ask more stupid questions. That's obnoxious. And you're saying you're a sleeper cell if you don't believe it. That's not asking questions. Who is this girl? She's some like e-celeb comedian.
You're the sleeper cells. Whether you know it or not, you're working for them. And some of you, I think, do know it.
Yeah, whether you know it or not, you are working for them.
And know your job. And you're like, this is exactly like during JFK assassination, that there were probably people asking questions and there were probably people deployed to attack them.
They
Very
came up with the
simple.
term conspiracy.
Dude, the
theory.
JFK assassination is totally
JFK.
different from this one in so many ways.
Yeah, they keep doing like, oh, there's conspiracies happened before, so any conspiracy is valid. You can't. So 9/11 happened or whatever else, JFK. So now they can make up anything they want about anything, and if we say no, that's dumb, that's low IQ, they go, but what about 9/11? You trust the Fed slop? Like some things, not everything is fake. Not everything is hoax. Real things happen in the world, real assassinations, real events.
They're not just asking questions. They have specific claims, like he wasn't there, like it was a road mic, like it was a different, it couldn't have been a 30-06, like it was a palm pistol, it was aliens, it was a trapdoor, Egyptian planes, Fort Huachuca. I could just go on and on and on and on. And what we're saying is you guys are making claims on any of those things that I just listed. We're analyzing those claims and saying, no, that's not true. And we're debunking them and saying, no, that's not true. Here's why, here's why, and here's why. And then we're looking at the evidence that is actually being provided that we have. And we're saying, okay, when we look at that evidence, it's more likely that this is true than what you guys are saying that's been debunked. It is very simple to understand. And if you disagree with what we're debunking, then you have to actually debate and analyze what we're saying and look at the issue. But every single time that we bring one of these things up, whether it's the 30-06 to the Egyptian planes, every single one of those topics I just listed, every single one of your points are bullshit. Just like the alien thing that we watched at the very beginning of the stream, that little pixelated trash bag floating in space. Even if you had 10 million videos of that to show me, that's not going to convince me of the aliens being real. If you have 10,000 of your bullshit little conspiracies about palm pistols and aliens doing it and trap doors, that's not going to convince me Israel did it either.
Made these movies by like what's the guy? The JFK movie was made by what's the guy's name?
Oliver Stone.
No, well, he made it, but it was funded by this guy who literally stole the nuclear. Or Milcam. He's admitted spy for Israel. He stole the nuclear triggers. And they didn't go to jail for it because he did it with Netanyahu. Literally helped steal our nuclear triggers. He made a movie to offset us.
Yep.
There's also a guy, a conspiracy theorist. He's writing Ghislaine Maxwell. He's like, do you want to be in the shadow commission of 9/11? He also writes conspiracy books about JFK, but getting you off.
And so this is what I said. When they cannot make the truth go away, they go ahead and put shit in the pot. Flood it with all of these things. And that's what happened post Charlie Kirk. Because immediately I was like, oh, this was Israel. Why do I think that? Because he was starting to ask some questions and they had to get him now before he came out and said something that it would have been too hard to kill him after because it would have been obvious.
Right.
This is the time.
Yeah, very simply, like 30-06 can't do that.
Easy. Then all of a sudden, we start getting things like...
Dude, soft point bullets break up. They expand when they hit. And they can fracture and break up. Okay, you can just keep saying no.
How do I sound?
We've gone through it too many times.
Can you hear me? Does my mic sound good?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I just read my mic. I just unplugged it back in. Dude, how dumb is this that they're still doing this 30-06 thing? It is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
guys. The way bullets behave when it comes in contact with anything, the whole idea is that you can't predict it once it hits. It's all a percentage game. It has a 10% chance it could do this, a 5% chance it could do that, a 20% chance it could do that. And yes, the most common thing for a 30-06 when it comes in contact with human flesh is that it creates a large exit wound on it and punches through, for sure. But that's not the only thing that could possibly happen. Okay. And just because 1 in 5 times it stays in the body, that doesn't mean that it's impossible for it to stay in the body. And we've got unlimited data on this. We've used this rounds for World War I and World War II and the Korean War. We used this round. We have so much data on it. This is ridiculous.
Not always exit wounds in hunting and in war, and especially with soft point.
Stupid.
And watch this too. Also, everybody turns and looks back towards the roof where the shot came from.
Yeah, show me an example. Seriously, every time.
I just remember I got up And I ran and I called my mom and I said, Mom, Charlie Kirk's been shot.
Does that not sound like a 30-06? Does that sound like a road mic blowing up to you? And also,
Well, it's
this is the
definitely a
video.
gunshot. It's definitely a gunshot.
Here's the one where they look. So this guy's far back, and look at where look at where everybody's faces go. He zooms out and goes back towards the roof where it came from, and that's where all the guys look too. See? They all turn to their right and look back behind them.
Oh my God!
See?
Go run! Whoa.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
And this is not a hard shot to make. I promise you guys, a 164. I think was it yards or 164 meters? I can't. Which one of those two? I can't remember which one.
Well, why
That
is this
is not
guy
a
looking
difficult
back
shot
to
make.
his right on the Losi roof where the guy was on the CCT footage?
Well, and I would go there with some of these conspiracies. Like, okay, for example, they found a round that was a 223 on the other roof. Okay, let's check that one out, for example. Well, first of all, like, I'll even grant this. When I first heard that sound, people can bring this up and see in the spaces. The day of the shooting, the very first reaction I had was that sounded to me like a 5.56. Now, I'm not there and it's through a camera and all these other things. So to me, it sounded like a 5.56. So I was open to that possibility. But then we go and we look, oh, where did that round from that roof come from? Oh, from an officer that was up there. And there's no line of sight of the shot from that roof. So it couldn't have possibly been a shot from that roof. It could have been an M4 or some other gun that they had at the scene that the police had in the Iraq, the bullet, like they said. But it couldn't have been some other shooter that took the shot.
It was the Egyptian spy planes. Charlie Kirk is a time traveler. Maybe it was somebody from a helicopter that shot him. It was this shooter, but it was a different shooter. All of it deployed to create confusion, and so that the normal person,
But what, you think the road mic is legit?
who's trying to figure out what's going on is looking at this, looking at that, look at time travel. You know what?
Yeah.
Just forget it. I'm just tired and I'm unplugging.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
And
that's what we're saying. You're making people become, oh my God, dude, they don't even they're so dumb. Yeah, you guys are making people disinterested and making art the thing uncool. It is uncool to talk about Israel when you stupid freaks sit here and do this stuff. And you're just saying it out
unplugging
loud.
and you're not actually researching and covering all the
Holy
conspiracies like
shit.
I do on stream every day, but then you're going to accuse us of being feds because we don't believe it? What's the deal with this? It's called well
This is so
poisoning,
stupid.
right? Yeah, and okay, so in private chats, he was being critical of Israel. He was feuding with Jews. So what? That doesn't mean that leftists also wouldn't want to kill Charlie. Charlie was always worried and talking about leftist violence and him getting attacked by leftists. When it first happened, I thought it was a leftist. That was my initial thought.
Same.
Both can be true. He could be beefing with some Jewish donor or Josh Hammer or whatever, and also get shot by a leftist.
And it's not just a
saying
leftist.
there's motive isn't enough to
It's a
claim.
leftist because they're calling Kirk a Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're saying that he has the view, because they're saying that he has pro-white views or anti-immigration views or pro-free speech, however you want to categorize these things, they're basically labeling him as someone from the dissident right, and that's their problem with why they think it's justified to kill Charlie. So instead of everybody getting on that angle and attacking this from that angle, the fact that he's engraving in his bullets sayings that are on Netflix TV shows that the Obamas produced, okay? So the broader cultural left is literally promoting the Antifa anthem in their shows, and then there's a shooting where the guy carves that into his gun. If that was the other way around, where the right wing produced a TV show or a cartoon where the saying or anthem of the characters that were racist or anti-Semitic was then carved in a bullet that was done at a mass shooting or an assassination of a perhaps future leftist leader, a president, they would absolutely, that's the angle that the left would jump on. That's how every single TV show, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we can't allow this thing, because they understand the way that art has the downstream effects of culture. Right wingers are so autistic and stupid that they're sitting here fighting over conspiracy theories instead of actually addressing the root cause of the issue and actually attacking it in a way that could actually have some real effect. There should be no tolerance for Netflix promoting the Antifa Anthem as the protagonist in their shows and things like that. That shouldn't be where the Overton window is. That's the problem. He was just like a normie leftist, guys. Like that's what he was. And he's just inundated with the normal amount of propaganda that's on Netflix and online and in Discords. That's what we should be attacking right now. Instead, we're doing road mic theory and bullshit.
What they did, and they did it with the JFK assassination. There's a million theories about who it was, Pizzagate, all of these things.
It was Operation Mockingbird.
So that because the normal person is going to get fatigued and go, you know what? I just don't care.
Not worth
I
it.
just want to live my life.
Right.
Yes, you are making people disengage from what we're talking about, the real issues that we have this moment right now where people are to some degree waking up, but in the wrong ways. And these gatekeepers, these people like this are part of the issue. It's so crazy that they don't understand. She literally said it out loud, the concept of what we're saying.
Yeah,
she just thinks
they're
that
like describing what
yeah.
they're doing perfectly. Look, they say
so
who says
crazy.
Tyler Robinson is going to eventually get cleared? Like
Everyone's interested in the Charlie Kirk assassination. I haven't looked into it that much. Have you guys looked into that?
A little bit. You know, I've touched up on it. I made a couple episodes on it. I've seen some of the details.
Tyler Robinson or no? Or maybe both. Maybe he was a patsy.
Oh, dude. Well, here's if you want just
anyway.
like my end take on that.
Sure.
I believe that Tyler Robinson. He's going to eventually get cleared. This is just my prediction, whether it's true or not. I believe he's going to get cleared. I think that TPUSA is 100% involved. I think the FBI is 100% involved. I think that Kash Patel was there. I think that the driver who took him to the Tippinogo hospital, he was involved. I think that they had a shape charge. I think that there's this thing called like automatic energetic systems that like blew up the entire building that this thing was invented.
In Eastern Tennessee.
In Eastern Tennessee, while Pete
100%.
Hegseth was flying over. Just so
Remember, you don't agree with this. You're a Fed.
Yeah.
If you critique it, if you say anything that he's saying right now is not true, you're a Fed.
Yeah. Fed's
you know, like, and these people are all involved. Our DOJ is involved in this, and they basically, you know, brought them to Fort Huachuca and told them like, hey, you guys are all going to be okay on this. We're going to like back you. We're going to blame it on this Tyler Robinson thing. I think he's going to eventually get cleared because there's not enough evidence to show that he did it. And eventually they're going to say, oh, it was some other lone person. We'll never know. And it'll turn into like this big JFK theory, you know?
I think they're going to kill Tyler Robinson. I think that was the plan. They were supposed to kill Tyler Robinson, and he turned himself in. He went and turned himself into the sheriff's department because he was like, he knew that they were trying to make it like, because they were going to do it like they were going to go get him, and then they would make it seem like there was a shootout and they had to shoot him. And he went, and instead, because they had a family friend in the sheriff's department, called him up, went and turned himself in.
Dude, they're just
so
getting
that
this
way
from
they can't be like, oh, there was a shooting.
Twitter account who says he's talking with the family and talking. I can't remember the name of the account. It's some Twitter.
Denizen, I think.
Yeah, I think that's who it is. Yeah, the one that says that he talked to the family member who said that they all think he didn't do it. Right?
Yeah.
But
I think they'll find a way to just find him guilty anyway because they need to get him. They need him to be guilty.
Yeah, I love how they all keep saying he's a patsy, but he's not saying he's a patsy. He's not. His lawyers. He's not screaming out in court.
He's smiling in court.
Yeah,
and he's like,
he's not saying he wasn't there. He's not saying the text messages weren't real. He's not screaming that he's being set up and he didn't do it. So why are you saying all that stuff?
Guilty, like.
No.
Well, the whole reaction of Turning Point is so bizarre. Like all the friends don't ask questions, attacks people that ask questions.
Wrong. Oh, they're acting so. They're debunking Candace's lies. Like that's really suspicious. They're not asking questions. They are asking questions about the Discord, people in the Discord, or the role that the boyfriend actually played. They are asking questions.
The criticisms of TPUSA should be that they're trying to use his death and saying that he's coming back from the dead and talking to people in their dreams to talk to people that he's supposed to be preparing them for the harvest, the coming harvest of the world and the end times, and that literally like ghost poltergeist Charlie Kirk is literally directing TPUSA. That should be the criticism, not this stupid shit.
They could be like, hey, I think it was probably Tyler Robinson, but they're attacking anyone asking questions.
It's weird that they're attacking anyone who's asking questions. Like they're
stop acting like they're attacking Candace for asking questions. Candace is accusing them all of being complicit in a massive conspiracy to kill Charlie. That's not asking questions.
Trying to be like, it's because you're distracting. It's like, okay, it's real simple, real simple. Okay. If it really is, then address the points that the people are bringing up.
Right.
Dude, they've been addressed. None of them want to debate. Candace is scared to debate. Stu was obfuscating and being a sophist the whole time. It's their side that doesn't want to engage in a good faith debate on this.
It's just like the historical Jesus debate. It's identical. It's identical to the historical Jesus debate. Their evidence, the way they argue, the way they talk about it, the whole thing. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody says what low IQ anti-Semitism is. Nobody's debunking the points. Yeah, we are. She just said a minute ago, too, like, oh, it's so confusing and convoluted. I'm just checking out. And then now complaining that the things haven't been debunked. I see people debunking all over Twitter everything Candace is saying, and Baron Coleman and all of them. Every post they do, there's replies debunking their shit, the top replies. I'm just asking questions about their questions, right? Rise above.
Yeah, but what about the group chat, Adam?
Yeah.
Messages of Charlie where he's clearly pulling away from the Jewish donors.
Right.
Address the fact that the Jewish donors were upset and they pulled funding.
Right.
Address the fact that Erin Wexler, the fucking Hasbro comedian, how is she setting up a meeting in the Hamptons with Bill Ackman and a bunch of others?
Charlie set up that with Bill Ackman to bring influencers there to talk about the anti-Semitism problem. Like he was always doing.
Dude, to what degree Charlie was waking up to the Jews, it was because he was trying to, and you said this before, he was trying to reach the minimum requirement of anti-Semitism that was now in the right wing because of October 7th and because of what's going on. He was basically trying to navigate the situation for the Jews in what was their best interest. To what degree he's complaining about Jews, okay, who are cutting off funding for him. He's complaining that what they're doing is not in their best interest, that their heavy-handedness towards people like Tucker and Candace is hurting their cause. And he's basically saying this from the pro-Zionist perspective, that what you guys are doing to yourself is hurting yourself. He's trying to protect them from themselves. That was his point of view. He was not becoming woken up to this issue. He was trying to navigate it for them within reality. He was like an agent for them, guys. Like this is not hard.
Doc Jake says there's a massive bot network connecting to these guys. It ties into RT and everything. I think so. Definitely it isn't our side that's getting botted on this stuff. I'll tell you that. And also, who is willing to debate? And you want to say who's not addressing the arguments? It's their side that just says, oh, Fed slop, magic wand, Fed slop, or, oh, you got paid $7,000 for that. That's not addressing the arguments. And that's all they do. That's all they rely on.
Where they all and turned on Charlie and started harassing him about his positions on Israel and the Iran war. Why don't you address these things? Address the text messages that we have. Right. Instead, you pretend that they don't exist. You say that that's all.
Did I not address those? Have we not addressed those all the time? Yeah, everybody's turning against Israel. Charlie's got everybody, Groyper's breathing down his neck, calling him a Zionist shill. He's getting attacked by Jews because he's criticizing some of their bad optics and bad talking points. Like none of that, all of that, we grant all of that is true. That doesn't lead to thus they killed him. You can't just jump to, well, it's obvious they killed him. No. Especially when none of the evidence.
There'd be some evidence. If they killed him, the shooter would be some sort of like Iranian linked guy. Okay. Period. The end. They would have some way of tying this to Iran. There's no evidence for that at all for the Trump attempted assassination in Butler and the one in Florida that was shortly after. There's no evidence for that whatsoever. And they repeat that nonstop on Fox News and Bibi Netanyahu whenever he visits the White House. He talks about how Iran tried to kill Trump, right? So why the hell, if they did this, why wouldn't they have picked some sort of scapegoat that would have helped them? Right now, if that was true, if Kirk was killed by somebody or it was set up and that person was pro-Iran, the war could be more escalated now than it was. Like that could be, so there could have been something there. But the idea that they did that and then they picked some like hoi 4 loser, nerd, Discord loser, like former Mormon.
No.
IQ anti-Semitism, isn't that perfect timing to pick that up, right? And
I've been saying that forever. Kosher anti-Semitism, controlled op anti-Semitism, low IQ, stupid anti-Semitism. I've always been saying this.
You attack anyone and say, oh, it's because you're helping the left get free. Yeah. You don't see us over here being like trannies are good and they can never do anything wrong. We're like, no, these are dangerous, sick men. And they've been normalized by the very people who are now pretending to be against them. Right. And 100%, we should crack down on that community and their crazy violence. Right. And Antifa is incredibly violent, but they're a government-funded organization because you know where Antifa is, you know where the heads of Antifa is, and they're still allowed to operate. So 100%, we don't need Tyler Robinson to have shot Charlie Kirk for us to be against them and to be in favor of policing them. Nobody does. Yeah. Nobody needs that.
Because all of the energy was redirected into Israel did it and TPUSA and Erica did it. There nothing we gained no ground against the violent trans Tifa or whatever you want to call it stuff going on.
Cover so that we don't ask whether this country that's been involved in multiple assassinations of our leaders is once again involved, who openly talks about the fact that they will assassinate leaders, who openly says that they use explosive devices, who openly says that they will blackmail and do whatever tactics they need to protect.
And a bunch of leftists were openly celebrating what happened to Charlie, just the same.
Their right to exist. That's why you need them.
Influencers lying about Tyler Robinson's shooting footage.
They had an interview with him in court, and he was saying like, "Oh, have you ever talked about like Charlie Kirk or politics?" And he was like, "No, we never even we're not even into politics."
I believe what he said was that Tyler was a little bit into politics, but he didn't talk to him about politics, is what he said. Other people said he would talk about Trump, or he said that like he's tired of the hate from Charlie Kirk.
I don't really keep up with politics very much. He'd usually talk about stuff he heard on the radio on his drive to work in like their work car, since it sounds like their whole crew went in the same car most of the time. But I wouldn't say super consistently because it wasn't a topic I really contributed much on.
What about Charlie Kirk? Did he ever talk about Charlie Kirk?
I personally had never heard him talk about Charlie Kirk before specifically.
Utah was the first place that they had like the most amount of...
Also, mind you, say he may be lying right now, trying to keep himself out of jail. Because if he says, "Oh, we did talk about Charlie Kirk," that would implicate him. If maybe he hated Charlie Kirk and he talked Tyler into doing the shooting and knew he was going to do the shooting, so that would give him a lot of incentive and motive to lie right here. Oh, we never talked about Charlie, right? That's how I'm reading this.
Yeah, maybe.
Flock cameras. Really. And so they're going to tell us that they...
Well, what are they trying to argue? That, Tyler didn't care about Charlie and wasn't political, so he didn't do it. Then why isn't he saying he didn't do it?
We don't know anything about this Tyler Robinson thing, dude, or where he was. And then his trans furry boyfriend apparently had more DNA on the actual rifle than he did.
Wrong. That's wrong.
They're mixing up the finger. They're mixing up two things, dude.
Yeah. No, what was it? That it was less degraded?
The fingerprints degraded is what they're talking about. The fingerprints were degraded. Those were that Tyler Robinson's were very degraded fingerprints, right? But that the DNA was him in like 1 in 6 trillion or whatever the hell the number was that they gave.
Yeah, 6 trillion percent
dude, they always
chance
do.
that it matches Tyler's DNA.
Yeah, so they're conflating that. Oh, what they're saying is that the DNA was the most degraded. That's two different things that you're conflating together. Your brain doesn't.
Yeah, and complaining about the DNA, it's like it's his grandpa's gun there.
Dude, somebody said,
and he's there. This is hours away from his house. How'd the gun get there? And then when they want to split hairs over the DNA and then misrepresent.
They're like, how would his boyfriend get his DNA or fingerprints on the gun? What are you talking about? What are we talking? Does anyone not? Dude, he lives in the house with him.
Yeah.
You tell me there's no way. Oh, you never could have picked up the. Oh, look at my gun. Look at the gun. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah. They could have made love and then he touched his gun right after. Boom. There's your DNA. How did his DNA get on the towel? It's like, you don't want to know.
No, the other thing too is like, recently they were like, oh, this video was released where you can clearly see it's Tyler Robinson. It's like a blurred image that you can't see.
Dude, they're all misrepresenting this. They said you could clearly see him in the stairwell. You can clearly see his car, and in the stairwell you can see him. Not that you could clearly see his face on this shot. They're really trying to get a lot of mileage by misrepresenting this.
It's so stupid.
And nobody's seen this video except the people that were in court. And some of them, we have some people in the court who were like, it's like from far away.
The FBI definitely edited that in Premiere, just like they did with the Epstein files. Yeah, footage of the jail. They were literally editing shit in Premiere. Like, give us.
Edited it how? By zooming in so you could see it a little clearer? Dude, the feds totally edited it, bro. What? They're going to say that's what the cope will be. It's AI or something, right? And by the way, she goes, oh, only the people in the courtroom saw it. No, I've seen this recording where they only show you after the fact. Look at how much you can zoom in and how much more high quality that is of him running.
And this is also
Just
the
imagine
preliminary
this
hearing,
same angle zoomed in to this level like that on the original footage. And it's going to be, I mean, he's clearly there with the gun on the roof. What else do you need to know? If they're going to try to bullshit about, oh, you can't see the recoil, like, give me a fucking break. So far away. And you can even see the recoil. In the extra blurry footage that Candace released, that's a recording of the recording, you zoomed in at the right frame, you can still see him go back a little tiny bit in the frame.
Dude,
What else would you expect?
Most preliminary hearings, guys, last 10, 30 minutes, maybe an hour at most. Do you guys understand how they're going over above and beyond with what they're doing in this preliminary hearing? And these guys are all acting like this was the real trial, like the case is over. Or the case, oh yeah, the case started. They haven't even presented all the blah, blah, blah. These people are the preliminary hearing is usually just the prosecutor with maybe a minimal witnesses, maybe a investigator, and all they do is find a probable cause to continue the case. Basically, that's how this works. Usually, they don't need to do this whole I object to this evidence. Oh, it's not zoomed in enough. All this other shit.
Yeah.
All they're trying to do is establish
you can't see his finger pull the trigger. So they had a decoy on the roof with the gun in the right spot, but it was really the road mic. Like, really? You call us feds if we don't believe that.
Files, footage of the jail. They were literally editing shit in Premiere. Like, give us the real shit. These are 4K cameras. What are you doing? Like, how much resolution did you lose just so that you could give us this bullshit?
So they think that they dude. It is a recording of a screen across the room, a recording of a TV monitor. It's blurry. Why is this guy so far away, zoomed in, blurry at all? It must be fake. Like, that's what they're hanging their hat on.